Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Joe Thunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking Joe Thunder podcast. And you know we're bringing you the latest and greatest in hip hop and cannabis culture right here, 5280 Denver, Colorado, all over the motherfucking world. Shout out to Be Good Dispensaries, our official sponsor. Check them out for the latest and greatest in all your marijuana needs. Over there on 11 West Hampton, down south, up north, across the highway from Boondocks on 120th. Check them out. Got another banger for you today. You don't even know. I don't even know. This cat's been putting me on game for the last hour. And he's making moves. He got some dope music. Got a new album dropping. The Lord's Peace.
Yeah.
New Brandon you're talking about.
Yep.
July 29th, right?
Absolutely.
We got motherfucking 4ourtee5ive in the house. What's
Bang.
going on?
What's
MC,
good, my G?
producer, rapper,
Man.
promoter, hustler,
Videographer.
Goddamn.
Yeah, graphic designer. All of it.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? How you
Yeah.
doing?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm hyped. Thank you, bro. It's an honor to be on your podcast, bro.
I know, like I said, a couple of people been telling me about you, man. The homie
Man.
Shoe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Been bigging up in you, big up in you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta check him out. You gotta holler at him.
Yeah, man.
I had Cody Beasley over here, shout out. You know what I mean? And
Yep, those are my guys, man. Both Shoe and Coke. Shoe's like, literally, when I met Shoe, it was in a weird situation as far as like music back when he was doing music and
Right.
MCing. But ever since then, like that's the homie, you know, and he made huge moves since then.
Oh yeah,
Huge moves. And
He's
Cody's another one, man. Like that's my guy,
he's on
you
a
know.
whole different level.
Oh, bro, he's passed a lot of motherfuckers in the game, bro. Like light years, you know
He's
what I
like
mean?
it's like running a mile.
Yeah.
And we're like on the first lap.
Like
and
what?
he's already finished. You know what I mean?
The gunshot went, and he went a long time ago, and we're like, wait.
We're still at the starting line smoking weed and shit. You know what I mean? You know, hey, but tell me a little bit about you, man, and who you are and what you got cracking, bro.
Yo, so like, I started out doing hip hop, MCing, all the elements, like being.
That's how we did it back in the day, too.
Yeah.
We got what we were good at, right?
Oh, bro, like, first it was b-boying, trying to spin on my back, and,
See, I'm a fat motherfucker, so I couldn't do that shit. I could pop a little bit, but I wasn't, doing
Hey,
that shit.
man, we stick to what we're good at, and even the graffiti, I did a little bit of graffiti, even tried, spinning records. I actually, from spinning records, I got into producing, and so that's where it all started as far as me going into the MCing lane, you know what I mean?
So did you originally start as producing or what?
Yeah, really, to be honest with you, it was drumming. So I played the drums. I got into playing the drums at 10 years old.
How was that, through school, through church?
Through church, to be honest with you. It was an opportunity to get up on there. They needed someone to play the drums. Got up there to play the drums. Then in school, band, they had the option to say, hey, you want to...
Did you go to band camp, fool?
I didn't go to band camp. I went to a ghetto school, so they didn't offer that.
Band camp?
Yeah, they didn't have that, but they did offer used trumpets, saxophones, all that shit, and, I tried all of it. And so from that's how I got into, really just going into the production lane and drum machines, and my pops got one and needed someone to learn how to use it. I learned how to use it.
Oh, shit. Did your pops rap or what?
Nah, so my pops at a weird time in my life decided to go into being a pastor.
Okay.
And which is great because I'll tell you right now,
He found the load.
He did, man, at an early age, and he focused on it. I watched him, great example for me. He started a church probably in my teens, and that's when I actually was able to start learning and being able to use my abilities to make music. You know what I mean? He needed somebody that could do it and that could run the sound system, and I started learning how to run sound live for him. And
that's the first and most important part, bro. Really, if you could learn how to set up a fucking stage and mics and all that shit, make it sound good.
Early, you know what I mean? It was really a blessing in a weird disguise that, like, over time now, looking at it, like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, this, like, because my pops was in the church and he was doing his thing,
right?
That blessing from him turned into me having a blessing and allow me to live off of something I absolutely love doing. You know what I mean? A lot of people in the game say, oh, I do it for the love. Motherfucker, you a liar. We do it because we're trying to survive off of it at some
Well,
point,
some bread.
and we love it still. But the fact that my pops had this passion for God, you know what I mean, and his faith in that. He invested in things he needed for his church, which allowed me to practice and learn stuff for what I'm doing now.
Did he ever like kind of come at you like rap is the devil?
No, my pops was came from a crazy. My grandpa almost killed my pops because he was a partier and
was he the wild child, man?
He was a wild child. He was the youngest. My grandpa tried putting him into Catholic church to become a priest, and he actually met my mom at that time, and my mom was from a Christian family, and got him converted to Christianity. And that night, my grandpa's tried, putting him out, put a gun to his head in front of my grandma and my auntie, tried pulling the trigger and it wouldn't go off. Beat him with the tools from the toolbox. Like, I remember my auntie and my grandma talking about this, and I'm like, and that day was everything, a big change, I think, just for even me, coming from somebody that went through that,
That could be traumatizing as fuck, bro. Like, beat down with the tools.
Well, but I learned faith from somebody that went through some crazy ass shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I think that fueled the fire for me musically. You know what I mean? It really did. Watching my pops go through some stuff, even as a pastor, and knowing that you're gonna fuck up. He watched me go through, hanging with, the hood heads, you know what I mean? Smoking weed at a young age, you know what I mean? Getting into trouble at a young age. And, for being a pastor and watching his son go through things, he just was like, whatever you're going through, don't even trip. I'm with you.
Hell yeah.
And he really did. So, he's really been the one person that, I'll pull the trigger for.
Right.
And
there's not many of those, right?
Nah, there's not even a handful, I could tell you. There might be, and that's with my kids. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's like definitely one man I'm pulling the trigger for. You know what I mean? And that's my pops,
Hey, being that you've kind of, like you said, you were into all the elements, which one do you like truly love out of all of them?
Oh man, MCing, bro. Like, I'm part of the bar gang. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is for me.
And your MCing goes deep, man. We talked about it. Running with Dent.
Yeah, that's that's like my OG,
Boostwell.
Basically. Yeah.
Was it the Lost Gems or the fucking?
So it started out. It was me, SP Double, and Obvious. We were non-existent. Started out at 14, 15 years old. Doing music with them. And
was that like your first group or what?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, non-existent was our first squad. Me, SP Double, and
How
Obvious.
did you meet all those cats, or how did y'all come together? How did y'all come together to say we're gonna make a group?
Me and SP met at a young age, kind of through the church and stuff.
Church.
Yeah,
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, he knew some people that went to church. He went to church with some people that I knew. Man, it's crazy, bro, because everything kind of started out, around that atmosphere. You know what I mean? Even the
you ain't even preach. You met preach.
Yeah,
through church.
Preach through church. A lot of people don't know that Preach was heavy into church. At a young age, youth group. That's where I met these dudes. You know what I mean? So like early on for me, I think me and SP, we met probably about 13 years old in youth group. Introduced him to the people I knew. Then me and him, he was like, yo, we're going to start rhyming. I'm like, yeah. So we started rhyming, met Obvious through SP because he met Obvious. He met Obvious. Man, I don't even know how he met Obvious. That was a weird.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know where that piece of the puzzle comes from, but I know that
SP was just always building with fools music-wise.
Music-wise, he was out there everywhere.
With everybody.
Yeah, he really did get out there with everybody.
From you to me to fucking Trev, like I was saying earlier, AP to Midas.
I mean, he really did like sponge himself out there.
Fresh Breath, he collabed with a bunch of people.
Fresh Breath came from Boostwell. If people don't know this, I'm saying it like straight out the gate, the reason why Fresh Breath came about is because Boostwell was a big ass conglomerate of a bunch of MCs SP put together. We would all meet at his place where the studio was, and that was Boostwell. That was Boostwell Entertainment.
So was Lost Gems first or Boostwell first?
Lost Gems, and that was me. That was SP actually came up with the Lost Gems, and that was me, SP, and Man the Myth
Okay.
originally, and then Precise came in.
God damn, you're saying some names I haven't heard in a minute.
Yeah.
Man the Myth, he had the beard looking all like a
Bro,
hippie, all crazy. Like,
man.
I remember him. Shout
And
out.
Man the Myth was by far one of my favorite MCs as far as like the deep, like almost, I want to say like Thurston Hell type
Yeah. I know what
like
you're
voice. You know what I mean? Passing blunts.
Passing blunts back and forth.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, that's kind of how we started out.
Real quick, how did you meet Man the Myth?
Again, SP, man. He came out of nowhere. I think it was after SP started his tattoo shop, his first tattoo shop off of Morrison
By MGMs?
by MGM's right there. That was the first main one. He had another one before that,
Right.
but he moved it almost immediately to
That's
to
when
Morrison.
I kind of met him was at the shop at
Yeah. Where the
Morrison.
battles were. Remember the Box Day battles?
That was before.
Oh, was it?
That
Okay.
was kind of a little before me, but yeah, I remember that Preach was working there.
Yep. Yeah.
Heisers
Everybody
were
got
there.
their tattoo SB there. I feel like with SB.
For sure.
He was like, yo, here's the kit. This is how you do it. Even me, he was like, yo, you want to learn how to tattoo? I'm like, yo, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you ever tattoo anyone?
I did actually get into tattoo eventually. I'm a graffiti artist, bro. Like, so, I came up, doing that. Eventually it was going to happen, So I started out the ghetto way, though. Even though SP had the shit on lock, I learned how to make me a prison kit. You know what I mean? And
Oh shit, were you tattooing homies at the crib or
I
what?
did me and my brother's first tattoos,
I
bro.
love that. What
Yeah.
was it?
Oh man, I think I did
I love you.
I think I did like a flower on my brother's arm, and then me, I did some steps, and I think I did a flower on me too. And but then I went to actual kit, and I started doing it the right way. But
Yeah, that's funny, dog. That's funny. Hey, talk about Boostwell though, because like you said, that was kind of like a big crew. It started off with like a couple, and before you know it, y'all were what, 20 deep.
Oh, bro, it was bananas. That's a difficult one because there were so many great MCs in one room, and here's where the struggle was. I think it was an amazing idea, but the problem was everybody was not hungry; they were fucking starving. Like, give me the mic. Everybody was writing hot verses, but not everybody was getting the opportunity to shine when they wanted to. And so eventually it just started being heated discussions or people were upset. I know I had to bounce at one point because it was just too much. And I was like, yo, I need to keep my fucking gun ready. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to buck, and I can't be, it's in the holster, homie.
Now I'm high, so are you talking about really shooting your gun, or are you talking about the verse?
I'm
Having
talking
the
verses,
the
yeah.
bars ready?
Yeah, I mean, from the hood shit.
High, I'm sure they're high. Out there.
Yeah. Nah,
Motherfucker, damn, in the studio, I thought y'all were homies.
Nah, like we were, everybody was just ready to shoot.
They had that heat.
It was just guns out, you know what I mean?
Name some of the cats like in a studio session that you would see, you know what I mean?
Oh man, I remember at one point it was fucking everybody from Fresh Breath. Me, fucking SP, Precise, Shoe, fucking bro, there's so many heads that were there at one point. We were just smoking in the back and not even getting in there to work. You know what I mean?
It's more like I don't want to say like when I say clubhouse, I don't mean like a kids clubhouse, but like a biker clubhouse, like
like
an
an MC's clubhouse. You know what I mean? Like we literally, which was dope. Don't get me wrong, I fucked with it, man. Everybody had a good time, but when we're ready to get some shit in, like that was hard. We couldn't.
I'm trying to think, man. Like I kicked it with SP for a good minute, but I don't ever remember any music going down. Like they never recorded. Like I remember he was recording with Midas a little bit, but
Right. Right.
I was never like, you know what I'm saying?
Those sessions, a lot of those sessions, I know like the sessions we got in were really more like kind of like late, 3 o'clock in the morning, man. I remember leaving, you know, SP's fucking house at, fucking 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, dog. Like driving back home tired as fuck because, we were getting work put in. But, here's the thing. This wasn't, yo, we have a beat. We were literally making the beats from the
Right.
get. You know what I mean? Some of those sessions for the beats, just to have them right and then mixed and mastered before we would go and record.
That's a lot of jobs right there.
That's hours of time, and then we're all working on our verses, and then it's getting the verses done. So you're talking 8-10 hours of just work when we're all working. You know what I mean? If we're doing one track, that's not 2-3 tracks, like, and then you got a squad that's like, 16, 17, almost 20 deep.
How were like a lot of those songs made, man? Was it like just whoever was there, or was it like,
Yo, if you had your verse done,
would you get your I don't know how I say, would you get your verse done quick so you can get on the track or some shit?
I'll be honest with you. I'm a fuck it, 2 tears in a bucket type head.
Right.
If I don't get my verse in, it's gonna go on something eventually, and if it's not on this, it's going on my shit. So it was never that way for me. I know a lot of other heads were like, yeah, I gotta get my shit in. Like that's where those heated discussions and why people were kind of getting heated. And why Boostwell kind of dismantled at one point. You know what I mean?
Was it just too many heads? Like
too
you said,
many.
Everyone trying to get on the same shit.
Everybody starving. Not enough scraps. You know what I mean? How do you eat when there's nothing to eat?
And who was making the beats at the time? Was it all SP?
No, I mean,
everyone?
yeah. I'll be honest with you, SP, he put in a lot of work on the beats, bro.
That's
And
what I was gonna say. He can only make so many beats, bro. Too. You know what I mean? If you got fucking
that
20
dude's a
cats-
machine. I'll give it to him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been in sessions with him where he's cracked out in an hour. He can crack out 6-7 beats easy. You know what I mean? But when he puts and I've been in sessions with him where he's put in hours to the point where he's got a band that comes in and plays exactly what he's sampled, what he's played out himself, and the band plays it. He's a magician, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, I got to give him his flowers where they're due. He does create some fucking crazy ass shit, But the process for us at that time was making beats, recording on Pro Tools inside a shed or at the studio, depending on if he had it at the tattoo shop.
Right.
He had he had his own studio at one point, but it was hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was frustrated a couple times, like, being in those sessions and not being able to get a verse in. That's hard.
Right.
When I got like, I'm like, yo, I
Ready
know I'm cooking this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, what's up? Like, I need on this, and then I don't get on it. I'm like, all right, come on.
Right. Where would you? What's the difference between back then and what you're doing now?
Okay, back then it was crew mentality. So you're thinking, okay, I got to get one verse in. I might be on the hook.
Yeah.
I might be part of the concept. Versus now, it's all me.
It's all up to you.
It's
total creative control.
I'm painting I'm throwing so much paint up on that motherfucker, and I'm going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm in control of being able to paint the picture. You know what I mean? And not that I didn't appreciate the ability to work with great artists, man, because a lot of those heads are great creatives. A lot of dope MCs, a lot of dope producers. You know what I mean? Mike Charles, 4ourtee5ive, PJ. I have the me and 4ourtee5ive, we go back since middle school, so he's a good homie in the sense that, I know his music now. Even when he left he's not part of the crew shit no more.
Right. I remember when he didn't even rap.
Oh yeah, he was he used to break dance. Me and him used to break dance in gym class.
Nice.
You know what I mean? In 7th grade, 8th grade. You know what I mean? And so, his music now, I'll be honest with you, man, and this isn't. I don't blow smoke up nobody's ass. I don't do that type of shit. If I big you up, it's because I wholeheartedly big you up. That dude, when I go into the studio and he's playing me some, I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
He's definitely taking
oh, it's different. Creative wise, it's different because he left the crew mentality as well. He's in control now, and that me and him have had that conversation where he appreciates what he got out of the crew.
It's a whole different game.
But it's a different game when you get into that solo realm and you're able to control that whole fucking universe. You know what I mean? You're in control of what that fucker looks like.
No, for sure. Like you said, it's a whole different game. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Do you like it better?
Absolutely. You got me fucked up 2 times past Sunday, homie, if you got me going back to the cruise shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I got a squad that I roll with. We go by the gods. Greatest of Denver, you know what I mean? Or greatest of Denver scene. So if you ever hear us scream out, I'm fucking with the gods, that's what that means, you know what I mean? It's all throughout my music. It's all throughout the homies' music that are on my albums and shit. But but it's not a squad in the sense where we're like, hey, we're squad and we're doing the Wu-Tang shit. No, we're doing we have our own albums and we feature whoever the fuck we want. If we have each other on the shit, but we go to each other's fucking events and we roll deep that way. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, how would you kind of describe your style for the people, man?
Man, that's a tough one because I've been told that lyrically I resemble more of the East Coast type shit, like the underground, maybe again street hop type shit, but more on the East Coast. And then I got I'm heavily influenced by the down south and West Coast because I grew up partly California and Colorado, and down south who wasn't fucking with anything that was smoking music, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Who wasn't fucking with Bun B, you know what I mean?
I remember the first time I heard Outkast, bro, right there by the
bro,
silos.
come on.
I was like, damn.
Elevators, you got me fucked up. I heard that on the Eclipse show in 96, 97, right? And I'm recording this motherfucker, and I'm like, yo, this just flipped my mind lyrically. You know what I mean? Andre just, come on, you know what I mean?
Give me a 4-5 top 5.
Oh, bro, you're gonna hit me with that shit? All right.
It could be MCs, or if you want, we can narrow it down. If you want, we can say lyricists, whatever you want.
I stay true to it. I'm always gonna be real and be Big Al, forever. I'm a Big Al fan. Sure. I feel like he was ahead of his time. People say that, but I truly feel like he was ahead of his time. We didn't have nothing like what he was serving up. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
So I'm putting Big Al there. Method Man, I'm a huge Method Man fan. You know what I mean? That's Pharaoh Monch has changed me cadence wise. Yeah. That's like me lyrically. A lot of people say you change your cadence throughout your music consistently. I'm like, that's Pharaoh.
Yeah.
That's Pharaoh. Ever since I heard Internal Affairs, you know what I mean? It fucked me up. You know what I mean? So that's 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, the last 2, Pac. For sure, I'm very much into my hood shit.
Would you believe a lot of people say Pac wasn't lyrical, and he wasn't super lyrical, but he had bars. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't a lyrical. In the sense of a lyricist MC, constructive wise, no, but he was in the storytelling way of a bar MC.
I'm honestly I'm not not saying I've never really heard a whack Tupac line.
I listen to Pac consistently, bro.
And I get it. Like I said, he's no Pharoah Monch or anything like that, lyrically wise. Razkaz or anything like that. But he still held it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's an East Coast head technically, right?
I saw some little reel the other day, man, on one of the songs, and the shit that he just said in that little shit was ridiculous. You know what I mean?
When I need to get into my feels of storytelling, I definitely go to Pac, bro. Not in the sense of storytelling, but in the sense of a lyrical way of storytelling. Right. It's Pac for me, bro. Or Pharoah Monch, man. Pharoah Monch fucks me up with his shit, bro. I'm a huge Pharoah fan. But those are 4. My 5th, man.
It's tough.
Bro, it's so fucking tough because there's so many great MCs, and I don't want like that list would rotate in the sense Redman, bro, Redman.
Reggie.
Yep, I can't leave him out, bro. Like, you
He's
know,
been consistent for a gang of years.
bro, you look, man, you ain't missing a Redman show, right? I mean, if he's here, you're going, right?
I've been to, yeah, a ton of them, million of them, shit.
And now if you're going cruise and you're talking top 5 cruise, oh, that's a whole nother story, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, let's hit the top 5.
oh
cruise.
man, okay, shit,
I already
man.
know Outkast is gonna be one of them.
Oh, Outkast is definitely in. That's first for me. Oh, okay, fuck that. Wu-Tang, Outkast. I gotta go Wu-Tang. That's my first out the gate. Okay, Outkast. Man,
I gotta throw in Tribe, bro. Me personally, Tribe is like a fucking staple. Like,
okay, is it Tribe or are we going Native or separated or together in the sense?
I mean, you could like throw them all in there, but I would say separate them.
Because Native was stupid, bro.
Like Native and the Liquid.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like different.
Yeah,
they
bro.
had more than like they were like for like you said the boostwell shit. They had like 20, 30 members in there.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out. I'll go Tribe, bro, because Tribe respectfully, they, I mean, for hip hop in the sense of like the backpacker style, you know what I mean. I feel like they kind of held down the back, not necessarily backpacker, but
The East Coast weirdo shit at the beginning.
Yeah.
They were weirdos. At
Yeah.
the beginning. They weren't dressing like
right. Man,
And I'm gonna give it to the Far Side, bro. Far Side's one of my favorite groups of all time. They fucking their shit was totally different, and they fucking rocked it.
I gotta go Psycho Realm.
Yeah.
Psycho Realm fucked me up, bro. I'm a big fan of Sick Jackin', man. Like, you know,
Hey, you're trying to bring them.
you know that dude right there. I think for me as a you know Latino or Hispanic, you know what I mean. You know, them dudes were holding it down. You know, the right way. I feel, you know, especially for the West Coast.
Yeah.
MCs, because they're MCs, you know what I mean?
They're lyrical.
Lyrical as a motherfucker. I'm gonna throw a new head in, bro, or a new crew. Man, I'm fucking with Dreamville, bro. Like the different shit that's coming from Dreamville, man. Like I really fuck with the shit. Like Jid, you know, that whole squad. They kind of roll together. I feel like even show wise, but I don't want, because I can go all day with old school heads. You know what I mean? We were just talking organized confusion, man. I fuck with organized confusion. Again, Pharaoh's in there, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Pharaoh's that's the dude.
Shit, I remember fucking the whole ruckus back in the day.
Yeah, man. Yep.
They had the gyms before.
Oh man, you know, sound bombing was the motherfucking shit, bro. I listened to every sound bombing over and over and over until the shit wouldn't play no more, bro. It was scratches all over them fucking CDs.
Which one was the best?
3.
3?
I fuck
3
with
or 2.
bro.
Or 3?
I like 3 because Cool G Rap had that one joint
3 is
that
the one with the Nate Dogg song, right?
I believe so. Yes, yeah, with Styles P. Yeah, it had Styles P on it too, and
Nah, it was
I thought it was Styles P and Pharoah on
it's
it.
Pharoah Monch and Mos Def and Nate.
Yes, that's on.
My favorite was 2.
What was all on 2? Remind me.
Shit, there was a lot of mad skills already.
Yes. A lot of the lyricist lounge heads.
Not 9.
Yeah.
You know, he has that song with Sadat X and
Yes.
fucking that shit.
Yes.
Like, that shit bang.
Man, Sadat X is slept on, bro.
He is, bro.
That's
he
weird
is,
to
but
me.
He isn't. Like he might be by the fans, but not by like the industry. Because when I talk to him, bro, he's on monumental shit.
Right.
He's on 50 MCs.
It's weird that he don't get his flowers though, and you know what I mean, like talked about. I feel like he don't get his flowers, and he was an influence.
Is like he don't even care.
Because he's a humble ass motherfucker.
He's told me he's never really taken rap serious. It was just like, I'm gonna do it. So it doesn't really bother him like that. You know what I mean?
Did you like Cuban Links?
Yeah, Cuban Links was dope.
What happened with him, bro? Is it
He's
the Terror Squad shit?
Been
like
in the news a lot lately.
Yeah, I seen that.
Shout out, they've been going through it, man. Like, you know what I mean?
He was speaking his news, man. I seen
For
that
real,
last
like, like it's been going on. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, at least over probably 50 videos.
Oh,
of all
bro.
those guys.
Man, I think what happened is back in the day, look, you have Bad Boy, and look at what happened with a lot of. I mean, Bad Boy's notorious for fucking, artists over in the sense, bro.
For real,
You
for real.
getting signed to a great sounding deal, and
But
then
not even great sounding, bro. Like
nah,
they
flashy,
gotta know.
right?
You gotta know that first deal. Like if you're really trying to get your foot in, you're
Right.
gonna have to give away 50% of your
Right.
publishing. Like real talk, just to get your foot in the door.
Yep.
Think about it. Easy E did it with fucking Jerry Heller.
Yeah.
He paid
Yeah.
5 racks just to meet that fool.
Right.
It's kind of the
Right.
same shit. That's like paying an A&R 5 racks to let me come in and rap for you.
Yep. Yep. And and to be honest with you, I think at the end of the day, that might be changing. I'll be honest with you. I've been blessed to, you know, now have a brotherhood with terminology, man. Like, we started out through business and, just working with him. Man, I went out and partied at South by Southwest with him, fucking Paul Wall, fucking Static Selecta, Bun B for his birthday. I was out there with them, bro.
What a lot of people don't get, bro, is sometimes the business is what sparks it. You got to pay a little to play a
Man.
little. And if you just show that you're willing and you're not about bullshit, then they take you a little serious.
I'll tell you this, man. A lot of motherfuckers do more talking than that walking, and I'll tell you right now, the one thing that was expressed to me early on is walk that shit first. You know what I mean? Make sure you're ready to walk if you're gonna talk, because the walking.
Don't be unready. Like,
Oh, man.
That's what I'm saying. Don't pitch something to someone like a Paul Wall or Term or and they're like, all right, and then you can't even fulfill the commitment.
Right, yeah, because you look stupid for
And that's
one.
the biggest thing that people probably fuck up. Like, I promise them the world. Like,
Oh man, here's the thing. Like when I brought out terminology for his first event out here with River, it was like our event, or it was our first headlining event to set off, our shows, concerts and stuff. And I hit him up, and we had been talking for a long time. Anyways, it's always been business. But I hit him up, and I was like, "Yo, what's it gonna cost? What do you want?" Blase blah. Got him out, picked him up immediately, took care of him from the get, took him wherever he wanted to go, made sure I spent fucking racks on alcohol for him, Douce up the fucking ass, bro. Bottles. Over at River, Carissa and Gil, the owners, they made sure to have him poured up the whole fucking time. I had lemonade and Bradley 2.0 rolling up mad weed the whole fucking night for all the artists, and all they had to do was say, hey, I had my man Quester Walker. He was there chefing it up for all the artists, serving them up, taking care of everybody, man. And that whole weekend, I made sure to just make sure he felt like he was taken care of. Had him in an Airbnb, not a hotel. Had alcohol for him the whole time at the Airbnb. Took him to the studio. Went to me. Because of that, he said, "Yo, I want to introduce you to Bun." Introduced me to Bun. Bun. Ever since then, took me out to fucking Bun's birthday party for South by Southwest. Hung out with Bun. Bun was like open arms. Remember me because of that night, because of Term. And that's what I'm talking about. When you do your fucking business right.
Right.
They put you on. You don't have to go through all the crazy fucking hoops and shit if you do your shit right from the get. You know what I mean?
I was going to tell you, we tried to hit up Bun for a podcast, and I know it kind of left me a little salty, but now that I think about it, it definitely is not him, but his people. They're trying to hit us for like 5-6 racks.
They be charging. I'll be honest with you, but
his people, and no, but I mean, I've dealt with that shit, like crazy shit where like, you know what I mean? Like if I could talk to you, it's a whole different situation.
Right.
But
right.
I'm dealing with your person.
Right.
They're probably trying to make a rack off of me just off top.
Oh yeah. Well, check it out. Like I'll be honest with you, Bun's only been out here 3 times to perform. Okay, in Colorado. Now, out here, the last time he got fucked hard. They had him coming out and performing at 1:30. He was supposed to go on at 12. An hour and a half? Mm-hmm. That's a long time, bro. And I'll tell you right now, like, it was mad excuses. We were down there smoking, talking, and he was like, yo, come on. Like,
Which they had all those openers, right? They had 1 million openers for that shit.
And that's where the business is done wrong. When you got motherfuckers that don't care about 16, 17 different fucking openers. Now, if you have 3, 4, cool. That gives them the shine. Now, everybody else that performed,
You're taking last minute.
Aw, man.
Y'all got 3, shit.
Yeah,
like
that's to make
Who knows
money.
if you made your money back, when you have to start cutting corners and shit.
Right. Well, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, I get why they're doing it, but if you do your business right, and you and I were just talking about this before we got on, there's ways to the business to do this and get it done the right way, and you don't look
There's
stupid.
Your boy Cody on right there.
Hey, man,
Shout
ATR shit, bro.
Yeah.
American Trash Republic, bro. That's an OG. That's one of my favorite squads. If we could put a top 5 up, can I put
Right
ATR
there,
up? Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah,
top
all
5. I gotta put him up, bro. That's my G. Him and Concept.
My bad about the Bun B, but they talk about what happened. Like, he just had to go through was he there sitting forever?
Yeah, bro. So we were down there, and not only that, like, yo, when an artist requests to have security watching the door so nobody's just coming in, we were literally sitting down there trying to enjoy our fucking alcohol, because I brought bottles for him. I brought expensive ass bottles. I brought a $2,000 bottle of champagne for him, bro.
Damn.
For him in Terminology to sip up. And so we were down there. I brought weed specifically from Lemonade to roll up for him that night. Motherfuckers were coming through that door left and right like, yo, Bun, oh my God. Well, and even motherfuckers I knew, it was embarrassing. I'm like, yo, don't say my name. And these motherfuckers were like, yo, that's my G. I'm like, like that weird ass like energy. And at the end of the day, that irritation for him, I could see why he's like, yo, this is how much it's going to be. Yeah. I don't want to be dealing with no bullshit. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if I'm here's how much it's going to cost. I got to make my money. You know what I mean? Because I get him for a certain price because of the fact that I now have a relationship with him and his manager. And the cost for him to come out here and do a show.
Oh, it's not cheap.
Oh, no, bro. Like, you're not looking at nothing less than 30 to 40. You know what I mean? And that's taking care of him the whole way. You know what I mean? For me, it's different because I went about it the right way. I did business the right way. A
little bit of bread.
I did, bro.
Made motherfuckers feel like you're not like, because like people know right away too, bro. You know what I mean? Like you say,
I don't fake the funk. I don't say shit to say it, bro. My pops told me early on. My pops said, if you're gonna say it, you better be able to fucking prove it. You know what I mean? Straight up. Mm-hmm. Like that's just real time. And my grandpa, like, he came from some OG shit, and that's one thing he preached to me early on was like, yo, don't fucking talk. Don't talk. Like, that's a smack to the mouth. Right. You know what I mean? All my uncles knew smack to the mouth if they were talking out the side. You know what I mean? And that's something early on that I was a sponge to. You know what I mean? So I didn't go in there. And that's the one thing when I went in, I shook his hand. Term is the one that said, yo, this is my brother. This is my little brother, Justice. Mm-hmm. He was like, and Bun was like, oh, this is your homie you were talking about? He gave me a hug, and he pulled me in, and literally, bro, from that point is when we were talking like everything was cool, and then motherfuckers were coming in, and that salt was getting thrown in, and it's just too much, and the energy changes, and the moment these motherfuckers leave, it's to the point like it was so awkward. We were on our phones when they would come in. We all get on our phone and just look at our phones, and just be like, damn. Homie,
y'all couldn't lock the door?
You used to be the man, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was that weird, you know what I mean? And I'm not even gonna say no names, but it's some fucking prominent names that been here in the city. And
I'm high and confused, but I mean,
yeah, bro. Like,
so there were people that were coming into like basically the green.
They didn't have the security, bro. They call it the purple room over there. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna say the name of the venue either, but they call it the purple room. You know what I mean? So, you know, but at the end of the day, dog, like, you know, when you don't do business, and Bun, he said, I ain't going to no fucking venue ever again in Denver. And you know what he said? I'll go to your venue.
Hell yeah.
He's going to come to River. And
Where's your venue, bro?
3759 Chestnut Place, River Bar and Gallery over there right by Blue Moon and
Platte
Pepsi.
River.
Platte River, homie. You know what side it is.
Right in Glowville.
Yeah.
You consider that Glowville still? Yeah.
Nah, that's Rhino now, homie.
Nah.
They consider it Rhino, but it is for the real heads. That's Swansea and Glowville, bro.
I would say up to Brighton. Me, because I'm from Dunham.
Right. Yeah.
Which is the other side of the bridge
Yep.
from Swansea.
Yep.
Then
Yep.
Elyria, where
Yep.
Johnson is, where the post office and the
Yep.
stock show. Then Glowville.
Yep.
But I would consider. I mean, no, I guess you do kind of. Glowville stops at the Platte River.
It does, man. It's
Keep
weird,
it
like
real.
that weird
That's
ass.
the east side. I mean,
Yeah.
I was gonna give Glowville till Brighton.
I would too.
You know what I mean?
But that's old. That I mean, that's when you come from the old hood families. You know what I mean. You know the old territories of how they ran. You know what I mean, and what
'Cause
they
there
were
used to be
considered.
houses there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. They knock shit down though too.
That's just way different now, bro.
It is. Do you remember Bum's Jungle?
Yeah.
Man, my pops told me some stories about that spot, bro.
Tell
I was
them.
too young to
Tell
not to be
them.
able to go
I
there.
just know we used to go there and catch frogs and like run the bikes.
Nah,
and-
bro, they used to do dirt over there. Motherfuckers used to get popped over there in that spot. My dad said him and his homies back in the day ran across bodies.
Damn.
Yeah, and that was the hood though. You know what I mean? That whole area is the hood. I mean, it's an OG hood.
I don't know. I mean, I know it is. I'm from there, but I mean, it's never like it's always been cool. Like,
Well,
I guess it's different when you're.
when you're from there,
Yeah.
you don't. But when you're from like a different part of the city, you're like, yo, have you gone over there?
I think Elvis was saying this. The homie, he was saying like, dog. He's like, we'd always throw parties in the east side, and no one would ever want to come.
Nah, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, bro. Like I grew up again, mainly running, the south, and the north and the west because all my family and friends were all in those areas. But, like I didn't go to the east side unless I was invited. You know what I mean? By somebody from the east side because I knew like you couldn't just go over there. You know what I mean? Like there's certain
we just ran around everywhere, man. Like, you know what I mean?
and you couldn't wear certain colors,
When
bro.
we were younger, we would fucking cruise it all. Like, but
Yeah.
like once, like you said, they got older. You like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I remember riding bikes with the cats from Swansea down to
Yeah.
all the way to Glowville. And
Yeah.
all back through the east side on 40th
Yeah.
and shit. You know what I mean? And
You know what? I miss I say this all the time. I miss like the 90s, bro, like a motherfucker, bro. Those days were different for, everything. Hip hop, just the overall feel as a teenager and all that, you know what I mean? Like, just growing up around that time doing music, even just cypher sessions at parties and
Right.
Rock Island. I don't know if you remember going
Yeah.
to Rock Island.
I do.
I was young, so I had to sneak in and then go to those b-boy sessions and the rhyme sessions, But man, those decades,
what were I was gonna call after the Gold Rush, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Yep.
Decades after the Gold Rush.
Yep.
We used to go there and drink 40s in the fucking.
Hollywood Legends.
That's after the Gold Rush.
Yeah, definitely after. Yeah, there's a lot of spots after, man. A lot of
Damn,
spots.
back in the day.
Man, there were some good spots though, bro, back in the day. But you got to also be careful because I remember different hoods showing up to some of these spots and it popped off
You
immediately.
ever be at fucking Pepsi when it popped off?
Oh man,
Pepsi was the shit back in the day. I
Oh,
don't know if
bro.
they still do it. They might, but that shit used to be the shit.
Oh man, it was crazy. But here's the thing, man. I think that essence disappeared for a while, and I think it's coming back, man.
I think it is too, because I noticed too, like lowriders were back in the day and they went away, but now like
Oh,
you see a couple lowrider events, like Denver got a gang of lowriders.
oh man, I mean, I seen some. There was a man, I forget what it was, like an interview or something on YouTube. They were talking about how back in the day, or no, now. People are like trying to come back to Colorado for the lowrider scene, man. They fuck with the lowrider scene heavy out here because it's different from Cali, it's different from New Mexico, it's different from Texas and all that. We have a certain style that like they do. You know what I mean?
The hybrid almost of all of them.
It is, bro. Like it really is. I remember when the first not the first, but back in the day, lowrider used to throw their shows over at Lincoln.
Nah.
Bro, that was early on. They had a lot of their shows were at Lincoln High School in their parking lot.
We were talking some little stuff earlier, like Cutting Crew and all that, and I told you my homie DJ Hex.
Yep.
I remember he was one of the first people I seen do graffiti,
Oh, dope. Dope.
and they did little pieces like the night before the Lowrider
yeah.
show at the Coliseum.
Oh,
And I
that's
remember we
dope.
went there before we went to the rave or some bullshit, and they fixed some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
take
tight.
pictures, and then we went to the rave. Fool.
That was hey man, those were the days back in the day for Lowrider, huh?
Yeah.
Especially when they went to the Coliseum. Like fuck,
That was the shit, bro.
I miss those days. I do miss those days heavily.
I guess they're having it now this year in the Springs.
Are they?
I might have to go. They've had it like the last couple times in the Springs. It's weird.
I would see it more in Pueblo, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For some reason, Pueblo's just, it seems like there'd be way.
No, I totally get what you're saying.
You know what I
say,
mean?
but I know exactly what you're saying.
Just
Yeah,
in my
that's definitely
opinion.
what-
But I don't know, man. I love Denver, man. I love the hip hop scene, bro. I feel again, I feel blessed to be a part of it and have my roots in a different way here. You know what I mean? Planted in a different way. I guess with the right people and just my experience being here in Denver, being able to do it here and meet great people it's been a blessing, bro.
Do you feel like the weed has brought like more people here to Denver as far as like music and stuff like that, or how do you feel like
Absolutely, man. I think that I think the legalization changed everything. I think not just for people moving here, but I think the business itself, people are investing in it. I mean, look, you got Method Man, you got a lot of artists that are already that they have their own brand. You know what I mean? You got actors that have their own brand. So and Denver being that it was the first to actually go legal all the way, that changed the game. And motherfuckers want to be here for it. You know what I mean? I know California has had the best weed for a long ass time, but I'm gonna be straight up. I've heard this from a lot of people, even artists that I fuck with, big artists say, "Yo, when we come to Denver, we get a whole different high." Yeah. Maybe it's the altitude.
It's the weed, bro. Like people don't realize, like when our shit started, it was babysitted from day one.
Right.
Like the Cali shit, like a lot of that shit's like outdoor and still, now it's babysitted, but it was just like not like it was like what I mean, indoors here.
It wasn't commercial, like they were trying to give the best right away here in Denver. You know what I mean? Since it was legal, it's like, yo, let's give them the best we can.
Because you hear a ton of rappers saying when they come here,
yeah,
the weed is the best.
Yeah,
and to rappers too, I want to put this out there for you too. Like, don't get upset if you come here and do a show and we're quiet.
Right.
Because we're high as fuck. We're not drunk as fuck.
Nope.
Drunk as fuck, loud as fuck, rowdy as fuck, crazy as fuck.
You don't want that.
After my 8th blunt of the day,
yeah,
I'm vibing out, but I'm probably going to be kind of quiet. But they get mad sometimes, bro. Like,
I'll be honest with you. I actually prefer when I perform, I like the crowd actually listening to me, not talking in the background. And then when I'm done with the song, everybody going, you know what I mean? Clapping, doing whatever they do about as far as loving whatever I did. And then me being able to explain the next joint or, do whatever I do when I'm performing. But, having all that chit chat, all you chatty Cathys can go fucking somewhere else. You know what I mean? Keep that shit out of the fucking scene,
For real.
Enjoy the fucking show, Like, that's what I like to do.
Hell yeah. Have you performed anywhere else besides Denver? Or?
Yeah, I've been out of state. I performed in Germany.
Damn, how was that?
Bro, Germany's different. Europe, hip-hop in the European part of the world, man, they held on to the essence of it different than the States, bro. They kept the essence, like that boom bap, like consistent, bro. Like, and then they mutated it. It's fucking mutated. But when I went out, this was like 2008, 2009. I went out there, performed. I did a couple shows out there. Heidelberg. I was out there for the first time I went out for 2 weeks. Did a couple shows out there. It was dope, man. It was dope. Out here, opened up for a lot of heads. Me and SP, when I was rocking out with SP, we opened up for a lot of... Hieroglyphics was one of our big shows, man. That show was the craziest one. People who love Hyro don't understand them. Those motherfuckers be tripping on acid a lot of the time. You know what I mean? And then when they come to the show... Man, they were jumping on the stage when we're performing and doing crazy shit.
They were
And
wilding out or what?
oh, bro, like, I mean, I know there's video. I know SP has the video somewhere. That's in like his lockbox somewhere. But the shit that happened on that stage was just stupid. You know what I mean? But I've had the opportunity to open up in a few different states. With SP especially. Me and him. I had the opportunity to travel with him when he was doing things on his own at one point, and I DJ'd for him, and so and I performed a couple tracks here and there, but for the most part, man, I was DJing for him and just had the opportunity to travel that way. And then when I went solo, I had a manager that got me signed to Atlantic Records as a producer or a placement producer and writer. And during that time, I was still working on my artist name. That's when I officially went solo and was starting to work on my career. And my manager had me performing in different parts of,
That's dope.
yeah, U.S. So,
Hey, who are some people you've made beats for or had placements with?
oh man, I'll be honest with you. With Atlantic, a lot of those were NDAs. I did do a Music Soul Child joint. So the way that works, this is what sucks about. And a lot of people say, "Hey, how'd you like it? Was that how can I get on it?"
You got to remain anonymous, right?
Yeah, when you sign as a placement producer and writer, you are part of that team. You are not solo. So when you get royalty payment, it's for the team. You never name and I don't give a problem giving my government. It's Tim Cruz. You don't see Tim Cruz.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't see Justice Rhymes. You don't see 4-5. You don't. You see whatever that production team was. And so a lot of my placements came from working on the teams. And even though I might have been the main project bones, I wasn't getting named. I'd get my payment, and But I produced for Wiz back when. Oh man, what album was that? This was a while back, man. I was signed for 6 years, but ultimately, I produced for a lot of people, a lot of Atlantic record heads. Lately, I've been, I can't really say right now. I told you a few heads because those joints will be coming out. I'm not at liberty to say when their music is going to be coming out,
Right.
but I had the pleasure of.
You got some hitters.
Oh
for you.
man, I came out with the bat cracking. You know what I mean? Like, if you're throwing a ball, I'm busting that motherfucker out the bitch. You know what I mean? You got me fucked up if you're giving me that chance. And I got the chance, and it got me opportunities out that way. So yeah, this new album's gonna be stupid.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna come back and then we're gonna talk about the new album.
Let's go.
All right. We'll be right back. It's your boy JoeThunder.
Yeah. Let's
You know what I mean? With the Barsmith, rapper, producer, engineer.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
4-5.
Bang bang.
Where you at?
Yeah, that's the way I put it, man. I go 45s in this bitch. You already know. So I always say it that way.
Hey, so you got a new album coming out, right?
Yep.
What's the date again?
July 29th.
July 29th at midnight or what? Or how's that work?
I'm gonna release it, that morning. It'll be available that morning everywhere. So everybody will be able to, peep it and, start vibing out, hearing what I fucking did,
How many tracks you got on there? Do you know?
Man, I'm
Still a
doing.
question.
So I got 2 different versions. So I'm you're gonna be the first to let this out. Basically, it's gonna be 13 tracks, but then, and that's for when you listen on Spotify, anywhere you're streaming it normal. But there's gonna be a DJ cut that's a 1 track that I have my personal DJ, DJ Large, and my good homie DJ Cons scratching on it back and forth.
Hell yeah!
It's a 1 track, but that's gonna also have several different joints on it. Hidden little gems that you're gonna have to listen to the whole thing in order to hear those
Getting
things.
in.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Heavy hitter. I told you about one of them. There's
Right.
there's some
You're not
heavy
gonna release
hitters.
that now, right? You know,
Huh?
you can tell me who that is or not.
Man, I kind of want to let it be that sneak, like, oh
He got a
shit.
song with who?
You know what I mean?
And it ain't Tupac.
Nah.
R.I.P.
That would have been, if he was still here, I'd have paid big money for that.
I always say, bro, if I was a rapper, I'd have Nate Dogg on a couple songs
Oh,
too. I'd have Pac and Nate Dogg. Those would be my two. Like that ain't here no more.
if you have Nate, you got a hit. It's a hit. Who ain't listening to Nate? You know what I mean? You're getting the harmony. You're getting riding music regardless and smoking music. So, out the gate, yeah, I would agree. I put mad money down on that one.
And we do a lot of smoking and riding here
Yeah.
in the 303.
Yeah, we fucked that shit up, right?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, the Mile High is known for a lot of things, but we definitely are holding it down for the smoking, and I think that's one thing definitely with the album, man. I was able to get Lemonade to sponsor my album release party.
That's dope.
And Kaya, they're sponsoring it too. But this album, I had to go hard, man. 13 tracks. I got terminology on it, man. Bro, I don't understand how this guy has done it, but 50 albums.
Damn.
50 albums, man. And I can tell you right now, and this isn't just as a fan, this is as an artist, man, to be able to create
That much music.
it's like Prince. You know what I mean? They say Prince has like music in a vault, but to have 50 albums, like what the fuck, bro? Like that's solo projects too.
Wow, shit.
That's not including his projects he's done with other artists or DJs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But to have him as my headlining guest on this album was a big honor. You know what I mean? I got MC Big House. I got, my man 4ourtee5ive. I got my man DJ Large. I got Rose. Man, I got Graybeard. Graybeard,
Okay. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, I fuck with Graybeard heavy, man.
He got bars.
Oh, bro, he's, in my opinion, he's respected too, especially out here. Everybody I talk to respects that dude, you know what I mean? And when I threw him the joint, I was like, yo, you want to get on something? He's like, yeah, send me the shit, you know what I mean? Let's get going. And he had the verse literally the next day.
I bet.
Oh, man, cooked it.
He's one of those cats. I can see that shit.
Cooked the joint, man.
If I had beats ready, I could probably do a mixtape with that fool in less than a week. Probably like 3 days if I had my shit on point.
I would say, that dude delivers, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the problem. You know what I mean? It's just, do you have enough beats? Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that would be the biggest problem.
I was going to ask you, what do you think are the two misconceptions about Colorado or Denver being from here?
As far as hip hop,
just whatever, like life or whatever, just like in general.
Oh, you know what? We were kind of talking about this. The hood life, man. Like definitely, you can't come out here and fuck around. Really, you couldn't back in the day, but these days the youngins are doing things definitely different. They're popping you for any reason, and if you're in the way, you're getting hit. The hood politics back in the day. You had rules and you came from the OGs and they enforced that shit. You know what I mean? You didn't. If you made a mistake, oh man, it was bad news.
Unfortunately, now those OGs are either locked up or they're dead.
They're dead, and a lot of these. There's nobody regulating, and nobody's putting these dudes onto the right way of doing shit. Instead, it's like anybody's a target now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, coming out here, I say it's the mini LA.
Just basically be respectful. Don't do no dumb shit.
There's that new check-in thing, in certain cities. You got to check in. I wouldn't necessarily say you got to check in, but I would say don't come in here disrespecting, Denver, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's some people here you don't want to meet on that end.
Or acting crazy. Yeah, like you said, there's gangsters everywhere.
Yeah.
End of the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. every city. But that's a misconception. We're not a ski city. We're not a ski town.
For sure.
We're not. We're not. We're not that place where you come just to vacay at. You know what I mean? Like you could get fucked up talking slick, Rick. You know what I mean?
No, I was gonna say R.I.P. Darren Williams, man.
Yeah.
Like he was an athlete, like big time athlete, and I mean, it happens, but there's really not too many times where people get killed like that you kind of remember.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely R.I.P. But you can't make mistakes, man. That's like going to L.A. You know what I mean? Like with jewelry, like I rock my jewelry out here because I get a certain respect, and I don't get, and I've earned that. I've played that where I can wear the jewelry that I've spent good money on out. I don't get heat that way because I don't come with that energy. But out in L.A. You can't go anywhere with jewelry. You got to put that shit in your pocket or don't even bring it with you. Leave that shit at home.
So I'm worried about pulling out my iPhone. Fool.
Yeah, you can't.
That's $1,500.
Yeah,
you
even
take real quick. Boop.
You can't use certain headphones. You know what I mean? You'll get rocked for that. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, like here in Denver, it's not a check-in thing. It's you can come out here, be cool, flash your shit, but don't be disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because, we do take we're prideful about our city. We hold it down heavy. You know what I mean? That's one thing we are about,
And that's every city, bro.
Absolutely.
You got to respect every city you go to, man.
I definitely don't. I go in with love and, peace when I go into any city. I'm tapping in. I'm checking in with whoever. I tap in with whoever I need to tap in with first. You know what I mean? I really do. And that's just because I come from the hood out here, and it's a respect. If you're going into a part of the city, you tap in with who's known to run that part of the city, technically.
And then LA's big too, so
huge.
You think Denver's big? Denver ain't shit.
Nah, that's a portion.
Exactly.
Small portion.
That's one little part.
A sliver.
That's Hollywood.
Yeah, it's a sliver. You can't fuck up and pass that sliver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I think that for me, I'm again, my family is part from San Diego and LA, and then Denver. So I know the hood politics from there and know how to act right. You know what I mean? It's like instilled in me from early on. From both parts, from both cities, and even in my music. You know what I mean? My music. Anything I say in my music, and I speak facts, bro. I don't fucking blow smoke up nobody's ass. In my music, if I'm talking that shit, it's really because I've lived it, I've done it. It's what I know.
Right.
I don't say nothing that I can't actually back up, because you ask anybody about me, they'll either know me as back in the day when I used to go by Tactic, or Justice Rhymes, or by 4-5. You know what I mean? They know me as that, and they could tell you anything that I've said is facts. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I don't want to put something out there that somebody's going to want to fact check me when I hopefully do blow up. You know what I mean? And say, yo, why'd you say this? But then we looked into it, and you know what? You a goddamn lie. You know what I mean? Like, you got me fucked up.
Fools be making that their mission sometimes. That's whack.
Oh, bro. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, look, we see it all day on TV and, publicized and shit. There's heads that don't live the life. They put it out there, and then they're popped. Oh. They tried to live it, you know what I mean? Sure. Which sucks, but, and not that I'm putting that out there in my music, but, I'm bar heavy, bro. This new album, I went bar heavy. I left, my whole catalog, I left it. Mm-hmm. I left it to Justice Rhymes. That's, what I've done in the past, 7-8 years. This is a new beginning. It's a rebranding. I'm starting out as 4-5, and the Lord's Peace is literally my way of coming out saying, all right, here's the change, and here's what you're getting now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's I'm cooking. I'm Chef Boy RG, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't get me in the kitchen, because I promise you I'm putting that heat up all the way, and I'm going to cook that motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, bro.
And
you said your party's the same day, right?
Yep. Same day, bro. I got
River.
you on the list. You got your personal invite. So
I
you,
appreciate
if you get homies with him, you better get on that. He's got a certain invite that allows him to bring in a certain amount of guests, and so, you better be cool with him. Smoke him up heavy for the next couple months or weeks.
No, we're definitely gonna check it out, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a good time. We're just vibing out. Term's coming out to party, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's coming out to party, and we're gonna have a good time. That's my plan.
Hey, let them know what your social media is.
Yo, catch me out on Instagram at _4 _5 IVE_. And then, Snapchat, same thing. You look me up at 4-5. Anything 4-5, man. If you look it up in that order with 4, OUR, 5, IVE, you're going to catch me.
All right.
Yep.
Well, there you have it, man. You got 4-5.
Yep.
And we're going to hit you real quick with some bars. Check us out on all platforms. Smoking with JoeThunder. You just got his 4-5.
Yeah.
Check out the new music. And July 29th is popping, on and popping.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.